Hi everybody, welcome back to 100% Marks. So Newcastle United took on Brighton today down at the AMX, and of course Brighton needed to at least get a point out of this game, as I'm sure many Brighton fans, if there is any watching, will have known that they needed at least a point to survive in the Premier League, from what had been said. And I've got to say, the game was really poor. Newcastle didn't seem to show much of a bite. Neither did Brighton in my eyes, neither. And the only time that we really showed a little bit of a fight towards Brighton was when Andy Carroll came into the game off the bench alongside Joe Linton. He missed an absolute sitter, put it wide of the post, which is a little bit of a shame for him, because it would have been nice if Andy Carroll had got that goal. But again, the referee did influence the game very heavily. I know I say this quite a lot in most of my videos, but today definitely the ref influenced the game. There was a couple of times where Simon Hooper could have sent off a Brighton player, especially Gross, where he went and literally blatantly dragged his hand right across the face of Danny Rose. He should have been seeing a red for that. But instead he's seen only a yellow, and of course there was Basombe as well. He should have been seeing a red. He was very today for Brighton, getting in on a lot of fouls on the Newcastle players, and I've got to say, we should have really come away from this game with a win against a pretty lackluster Brighton side. We didn't show up, unfortunately, today, which I did think, that it would be sort of similar to this, with the way Bruce has been in the last 3 games that we've played, against Man City, Watford, and of course the game against Spurs. It hasn't really shown any spirit of fight in the lads, so whatever Steve Bruce is trying to do to try and say to the potential new owners, the Saudis, that he's the man for the job, he is doing the absolute opposite of that, and he is saying that he is not the man to take Newcastle United forward. If you look at the way we played today against Brighton, he even said after the match, he would have been happy with 43 points at the start of the season. That right there, to me, says that that's definitely not the man to take us forward. When these Saudis eventually do get the nod to come in, they do want to be challenging at the very top of the European game, and Steve Bruce is not the man to do that. But that game today against Brighton, I thought was an absolute shambles of a game. Newcastle should feel ashamed of themselves. Brighton should feel ashamed of themselves as well, for the way that game played out. It was an absolute piss poor showing of Premier League football, and it was more like a friendly kickabout in the park. I could have went and seen a lower league team play a better football match than that. That is how bad that game was today by 2 Premier League outfits. That is absolutely horrendous. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Obviously, it doesn't affect we're in the table, as Brighton have survived in the Premier League, thanks to that point. And then, of course, Crystal Palace played their game, and they ended up coming out of that one on the end of a 2-0 defeat by Wolves. So we are currently 13th in the table. Unless Crystal Palace can get a win against Tottenham Hotspur in their next game, then Newcastle will be remaining 13th in the table at the end of the season when the curtain closes. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below about today's game. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you all next time. And how are the lads?